Marvel Studios is planning on many different characters entering the MCU in the next couple of phases. And the characters that we are hearing about are super exciting, and one of the main ones is Ghost Rider. Now, in yesterday's video, we went over a lot. We talked about future projects, both movies and shows, special presentations, and of course, characters coming to the MCU. And there are just so many right now, and there's so much to be excited about. However, I saw some very specific questions about some very specific heroes yesterday, so I want to address them in this video. So in this video, we'll go over the Midnight Suns and new characters coming to that team, the cosmic side of the MCU, and a little bit about the X-Men, the very first new X-Men team in the MCU, plus a few bonuses as well. Also, big reminder about our giveaway, only 2 days left. So for a chance to win a PS5 and Xbox Series X, some Marvel Legends items, or some DC items, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below. The winner gets to pick one item, and we pick one winner at the end of each month. And yes, we are going to continue doing these giveaways each month next year in 2024 as well. Plus a few other giveaway opportunities as well, so stay tuned. So like I mentioned, the first one I want to address is Ghost Rider. Previously, we had a lot of reports talking about how Marvel Studios did have plans to introduce Ghost Rider into the MCU via a special presentation on Disney+. So basically have a story, just like Werewolf by Night, that introduced who we are assuming was going to be Johnny Blaze, especially since we had that little Donnie Blaze teaser, cameo, joke, whatever you want to call it, in She-Hulk. Now, this originally was the plan. However, here is the problem. Since then, a lot has changed. But before you panic, no, we are not saying that Ghost Rider is not coming to the MCU. He just may not come in a special presentation anymore. But that could actually be a good thing. Let me explain. These reports about Ghost Rider getting his own Disney Plus show happened before Disney and Marvel Studios kind of reevaluated what they were doing with their movies and, most importantly, Disney Plus content. Most people know that Bob Iger and Kevin Feige both spoke out and said that they were simply producing too much content and they were going to scale back, meaning they aren't going to make as many Disney Plus shows as they were before, and maybe not as many movies per year as they planned on doing. For example, they planned on doing 3 to 4 movies a year, which was a big step up from what they were doing before. Plus, not to mention, they were busting out like 5 to 6 Disney Plus projects a year, and they already admitted trying to do all of this was just too much and they were spread too thin. And in some projects, in movies and shows, we saw the quality lack. So Marvel Studios is now kind of changing things up. So we are unsure right now if Ghost Rider is going to be getting his own Disney Plus special presentation still. However, what we are still pretty sure about is that Marvel Studios does still have plans to introduce him in the MCU. And we've even heard talks recently that Marvel Studios might be doing limited series, meaning they aren't going to be as long as full 6-episode, 9-episode Disney Plus shows, but they won't just be one special presentation that's 45 minutes to an hour and a half long. They're going to be probably 1 to 2 to 3 episodes that are about 45 minutes to an hour and a half long, specifically focusing on a character or a story. So there is a good chance that Marvel Studios might choose to do that with Ghost Rider. If not, we have been hearing that there are plans to introduce him as a part of the Midnight Suns team because Marvel Studios is going to be exploring that team in the MCU relatively soon. We've already started it with WandaVision, Multiverse of Madness, Agatha, Coven of Chaos, and we're going further into it with Ironheart, where Mephisto is supposedly going to be introduced. Plus, not to mention Blade, and hopefully Ghost Rider makes his way in there as well. In fact, Marvel Studios has recently met with Ryan Gosling. Now, we've heard the report, but we haven't heard exactly which character they met with him about. And in reality, they probably met with him about multiple characters because that's what Marvel typically does. And right now, the best guesses we have for who he's going to be playing is either Ghost Rider or the person we'll talk about next, Nova. And you can go ahead and let us know who you'd prefer to see him play in the comments down below. Now, Nova is going to be a part of the cosmic side of the MCU, which Kevin Feige has said that they are going to really start to explore. And we do have our new Guardians of the Galaxy team. And right now, fans are hoping that Nova is going to go on to be a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy team. That way, he can really be involved with all of the cosmic adventures that are about to take place in the next few phases of the MCU, and of course, further on. We're hoping that he will go on to join the current team that consists of Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Kraglin, Cosmo, Adam Warlock, and Phyla-Vell. Nova would be a really great addition and I think would get the people even more excited for this new Guardians of the Galaxy team. In fact, I think he could be the person who takes over the place of Star-Lord. Now, another team that's coming to the MCU, of course, is the Fantastic Four. And we briefly went over this yesterday, but we don't really know too much about the movie yet, besides the fact that the movie's villains are going to be a female herald for Galactus, and of course, Galactus himself. They don't have plans for Doom really being a part of the movie. If Doom is a part of it, he'll most likely only be a cameo for a brief time. And I'm talking a few seconds, not minutes. And then the kicker is this movie might take place in another universe. But we know that the 616 universe most likely isn't going to be the main universe after Avengers Secret Wars going into the soft MCU reboot. So this Fantastic Four team will end up being the main Fantastic Four team of the MCU going forward with whatever the main universe is. They are going to be in it. So the Fantastic Four team that is coming relatively soon is the main Fantastic Four team that we'll see for years to come. Then we have our Avengers teams. Now the Avengers teams might start to get split up into different categories. That's what Kevin Feige is making it sound like. We'll have the street level Avengers team, which is looking honestly pretty exciting. We're going to have Spider-Man, the new Captain America, Sam Wilson, She-Hulk, Daredevil, and the Scarlet Witch is returning. However, we've heard that she is going to be a part of the Midnight Suns team, so I don't think she's going to be on the street level team. And we also have Bruce Banner. However, he might belong to another team that's going to be in the MCU, and that is going to be Team Hulk. Now, we've talked about World War Hulk several times now, and it looks like Marvel Studios really is setting up the MCU to have a lot of different Hulks in it. So at some point in time, we are going to have a team of Hulks going up against a bad team of Hulks. What we're about to see in the MCU and what we've already really seen in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that the Super Soldier program is still happening. Super Soldier Serum is still being given to people. And according to the latest insider reports, Thunderbolt Ross wants the Hulk's blood, Bruce Banner's blood or She-Hulk's blood, because he wants to be able to handle gamma radiation, which Bruce Banner and She-Hulk can do. So ultimately, that is what World War Hulk is going to be. Our good Hulks, Bruce Banner, She-Hulk, his son Scar, maybe a couple others that they could introduce, and bad ones like Red Hulk and the other experiments gone bad that they create. Then we have the Thunderbolts, who really are a team of their own, but the Thunderbolts movie is really important because it's going to introduce Sentry into the MCU. And according to the insider My Time to Shine Hello, Sentry is going to be every bit as powerful as he is in the comics. In fact, she stated the better question is, what can't he do? And for the comic book fans who are wondering about this, we have heard that the Void is indeed going to be a part of Sentry being introduced into the MCU. So we're really looking forward to that. Then we have the X-Men. Now, according to insider My Time to Shine Hello, the new MCU mutants will be a new X-Men team. And this is important to note because at some point in time, we were all kind of confused on whether or not the new X-Men team was going to consist of new and old X-Men, like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine sticking around and being a part of the new team. There was some confusion there, and make no mistake, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is sticking around for Avengers Secret Wars, but we will have films and projects that will introduce a new X-Men team, and no old X-Men from any other previous universe will be a part of this team. When they introduce these mutants into the MCU, they are going to be new mutants, new characters who will be the new X-Men team of the future of the MCU. So just a bit of clarification there, because the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, they really are the future of the MCU, and they really are going to be all new cast, all new characters, really just a fresh start for the MCU once we get this soft reboot moving forward. And another part of the future of the MCU, of course, last but not least, is the Young Avengers. Marvel basically made an official announcement that the Young Avengers are coming in the Marvels. At the very end, we saw Kamala Khan talking to Kate Bishop. She also asked, did you know that Ant-Man had a daughter? So this is very clearly setting up the Young Avengers team, and I hope they do this before Secret Wars because I hope we get a very specific Kang variant, which is Iron Lad. I know a lot of people have been talking about him showing up. We haven't heard anything really about him showing up. However, I think if they didn't put him in a Young Avengers project, if it happened before Secret Wars, it would be a huge missed opportunity. But as you can see, we have many different groups that are about to make up the new Marvel Cinematic Universe, and things are very exciting. So go ahead and let us know which group you are most excited about in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.